before the finals later on today. And it's now back with the senior category. And again, a very busy race they had earlier on. There are 3 more rounds to go when we head to the Middle East. Engines fire up. Let's take you through the full starting lineup for the last qualifying heat of the weekend. It is Jakub Mikulev starting on pole position with Sebastian Korpeng alongside. Luna Flusha and Maximilian Rafale go from row 2. They'll have George Nassar and Franciszek Zdzielewski on row 3. Markus Szylkunas and Wojciech Woda round out row 4. They'll have Philippe Caras and Elia Latimer on row 5. Hugo Heron and Jean Caras round out row 6. They'll have Bernardo Bonaldi and Gianna Pascal on row 7. Austin Gale and Romeo Nassar go from row 8. They'll have Adam Sador and Gazi Motlaka on row 9. Elizaveta Kozlova and Charlotte Page go from row 10. Hip Casabeni and Sofia Zanfari round out row 11. They'll have Peyton Westcott and Alessandro Biggi on row 12, with Charles Lambert and Charles Troxler on row 13. Casper Bonda and Prix Trevino round out row 14. They'll have Yana Kapoor, Raheem Alabai, Isaac Demelweek, Anastasia Gelisis, Truly Adams and Hamza Al-Fayez, who would be out there, but unfortunately injury has meant he is out of this weekend. The Jordanian will not be taking part in any more this weekend. 33 runners in this last qualifying heat of the day. And in the intermediate classifications, of course, Luna Flusha leading that one with the win earlier on. 50 points from Jakub Mikulev, Sebastian Korpeng from George Nassar, Philippe Caras from Markus Szylkunas, Wojciech Woda and Hugo Heron round out the top 8 in the qualifying heats phase of this weekend. More drivers now making their way in towards turn 13. They'll have to slow the pack down now. So we'll keep an eye here. Jakub Mikulev and Sebastian Korpeng not line astern from this point on. They should already be in 2x2. As you can see, the field seriously needing to close up here now. I think they are going to successfully manage to do so at this point. So it looks relatively okay. Are we going first time of asking? The answer to that is yes. We are racing for the last qualifying heat of the day. And Mikulev holds on to the race lead of this one as they dive down the inside of turns 2 and 3. There's a little bit of coming together in the background, but crucially, all the drivers get through turns 2, 3 and 4, but not turn 5. Out of the race and nearly on the inside there. That's gone terribly wrong for Gazi Motlaka. Gazi Motlaka, who had scored fantastic points in Cremona in the rain. Right now, the driver from Mozambique has got 1 attempt to get it restarted, and the answer to that is no. He is out of his last qualifying heat of the weekend. It is just his final to go. Change for the lead. Once again, it happens at turn 14, and Luna Flusha takes the lead of this race. Jakub Mikulev stays there in P2. This is a carbon copy of what we saw earlier on. The pace between these two was nearly identical, but right now, are we going to see a change this time? George Nassar switches places. Korpeng gets through up into 3rd place as the field behind close in. Rafalik, Heron, Szylkunas, Caras, Woda, Zdzielewski, Gale and Bonaldi, the top 12. Ella Latimer has dropped down to 13th place, but still she's having a good run in this one after the retirement she had earlier on after contact with Elizaveta Kozlova. Hopefully this time around we don't see anything like that. Back through turn 14 they go. Look at the lead here that the top 2 have got. Flusha and Mikulev have broken away by about a second now from Sebastian Korpeng in 3rd place. Are they going to be able to maintain that pace? And crucially for the final, you know, they've not had to battle too much between these two. It's just been putting in those fast laps in as much as they can. They'll have used these Vega tyres quite substantially. Again, they're on the medium compound of the Vegas. So they're slightly softer than what the seniors have, as there's drama in the background there. More comings together, and I think that might be Charles Alexander Troxler and Truly Adams, unfortunately, out of this race as they tumble down the order. There, the American walking away from his kart. And, well, that is a big shame to see. Had a great race earlier on. He gained several places. This time around, it's not going to go his way. On lap 4, Flusha from Mikolev, Korpeng from Nassar. Shilkunas now up into P5. Back here at the front as Mikolev sets the fastest lap of the race here. So that gap's closed down a little bit. Maybe Flusha is not as safe as I think she wants to be here. Now, if there could be a change here, it would certainly benefit Mikolev. He would join Flusha on joint points, but of course, he out-qualified Luna Flusha, so it would benefit him even more in terms of he would take the lead of the intermediate classifications if he can get past, but that is a big if, because Flusha's pace this season has been absolutely second to none from the rest. Korpeng, still there in third place, is trying his best to close in right now, but Sebastian Korpeng, the gap's up to 1.3 from Flusha. So again, that is just, well, kind of staying the same right now. George Nassar and Shilkunas are still there just in tow. Rafale can head on, Karas and Strzeleski. Gale still in the top 10. There's a look at your points for the qualifying heats phase of today. Flusha with the maximum at the moment. She won earlier on. She's on line to win this one as we enter onto lap 6. 5 laps completed. Here we go on board live with George Nassar in the 220. Currently battling in P5 right now. Down the inside there goes Marcus Shilkunas, so he's got through on that last lap. He's moved up into P4 now. And you saw there the communication between himself and Nassar, just saying, right, let's try and push forward now. Because, you know, they've got Sebastian Korpeng. Third place is right there ahead of them. You can see how much track they're using on the exit there of turn 8. Using all that exit curb. Down the hill they go now, quite sizably downhill here. They can carry the speed through this one, use all that exit curb as you head down the back straight there, the 180-meter back straight into the hairpin of turn 14 and round the final turn 15 here. Over the start-finish line they go. The gap stays around a tenth of a second between a tenth and 2/10. So again, it's very close. But again, we're not seeing that outright pace that could worry Flusha at the moment. She's not had to take a defensive line, and she's not lost any time at this moment here. But Jacob Mikolev's pace here is certainly looking very strong. So that was Wojciech Woda's pace at the moment. The driver currently sits in 11th place. Fastest out there, 48.7. It's a very quick time at this point of the weekend. Korpeng still in third place. Let's have a little look further down the order in terms of positions while we keep an eye on this live feed of the race leaders. Charles Lambert has gained 7 places in this race and is up into P18. Yana Kapoor as well has gained 8 places and is now up into P21. So the American looking strong at this point of the weekend. Of course, all these drivers will make it into the final later on. They'll have the same tyres that they'll have used in time qualifying this morning and the 2 qualifying heats that they will have done at the end of this race. And of course, it's just a case of looking after those tyres as much as you possibly can. Live on board here on the left-hand side of your screen with the live outside feed for the top 2. At the moment, this is still George Nassar who we're live on board with down the back straight. You can see there the closing distance into the braking zone. It's a very tricky braking zone there because it's so easy to brake too early for it. And it's understandable. It's a tight turn at the end of a long straight. You think, right, you've got to brake nice and early, calm the cart down, and just breathe it round the corner. But because it's uphill, you can be so late on the brakes there. And of course, the power to weight ratio on these karts and everything like that, you can brake so late into all the corners. This, however, might have been a fraction too late down the inside for some of our drivers. Down the inside there, that looked like that could have been Charles Troxler, and off the track there would go the 2-1-6 of Anastasia Gerasis, unfortunately, who has had, well, a challenging weekend on this one. It's not dampened her spirits, though. She has been enjoying doodling on her tyres with some tyre pens, giving us some fantastic pictures yesterday. And as well as her NASA panel as well from yesterday. She had a slightly damaged one. It was replaced overnight. She ended up drawing all over it, and getting quite a few people to sign it as well. So absolutely fantastic to see, a lovely little memento at the end of the European stage of the championship. Flusha still leading the way as we're on lap 10 of 11. Mikalev still in second place. Korpeng in third. Is being closed in by Markus Schilkunis, the driver of the 242. This is the battle you can see on your screen right now. The battle for third place is on. Korpeng, we've said it time in, time out, had a really tough day yesterday, getting caught out in that red flag. Big damage to his kart as he ended his race. But still, today, looking much stronger. Wojciech Woda seeing a warning flag, and unfortunately for him, that will come out with a 5-second time penalty. That will not be well received. But now for Luna Flusha, it's just a case of bring this kart to the end here. This qualifying heats phase this weekend has been Flusha's to lose here. She has been absolutely dominant. She was dominant in Cremona. She was fantastic in Valencia, only lost out on one final, and so far this weekend, it's been a near perfect one. Pole yesterday and 2 qualifying heat wins, third in qualifying today, and now 2 qualifying heat wins. Can she make it a final win later on today? Luna Flusha crosses the line and wins her second qualifying heat of the weekend. Jakub Mikalev crosses the line and sees a second place, and will start on the front row alongside Luna Flusha for that final. Sebastian Korpeng finishes in third place ahead of Markus Schilkunis. George Nassar finishes in P5 ahead of Hugo Heron. Philippe Canas from František Siegelski, Maximilian Rafalik, and Bernardo Benoldi, who rounds out the top 10. But there on your screen, Luna Flusha, again, the Spaniard, has been hard to beat this season, and she has certainly proved herself. The young driver is certainly making a name for herself in this karting championship, the first season, the full season of the Champions of the Future Academy program. And like you say, we have one final left to go for the seniors this weekend. There's a look at the full results then. We've gone over the top 10. Ella Latimar finishes in P11 ahead of Romeo Nassar. Great result there for Nassar. Wojciech Woda finishing in 13th place ahead of Austin Gale. Pip Casabene rounds out the top 15. Elisabetta Kozlova, much better result this time around. No retiring, finishing P16 ahead of Charles Lambert. Adam Sedor from Gianna Pascal. Charlotte Page with a good result, finishing in P20 ahead of Yana Kapoor. With a good finish in P21. Jean Caras struggling in that race, dropping 10 places to finish in 22nd ahead of Sofia Sanfari. Raheem Alabai gaining 6 places, finishes in 24th ahead of Alessandro Biggi. And Peyton Westcott, Brix Trevino ahead of Charles Alexander.